Did you know about the Guatemalan syphilis experiment? Between 1946 and 1948, the United States government conducted this secret operation without the informed consent of the Guatemalan people. This dark chapter in medical history involved thousands of people, more specifically orphans, mental health patients, prisoners, and Guatemalan soldiers. These sick experiments were led by physician John Charles Cutler, the same man who assisted in the Tuskegee syphilis experiment involving African Americans. These bastards infected innocent children and other unwilling patients with syphilis and gonorrhea, supposedly in the name of science. This led to the unfortunate passing of hundreds of children and the spreading of these diseases amongst the larger Guatemalan population. It was later discovered that these operations were even more widespread as the experiments were expanded to state-run schools, orphanages, rural indigenous towns, and only ended in 1958 when large amounts of the test subjects were succumbing to these diseases. Guatemala was chosen as the test location because the experiments were seen as unethical by the American populace, and thus was decided they did not want the bad publicity or ethical constraints related to individual consent, thus choosing to exploit the majority indigenous people of Guatemala, as these American medical researchers knew they could get away with avoiding legal consequences. Unfortunately, the researchers involved were never prosecuted, and as a matter of fact, many of them were promoted to high positions of power in the medical and educational field. It was not until the presidential administration of Barack Obama in 2010 that formally apologized for the unethical medical practices, but to this day no one has yet to offer any compensation. In conclusion, this is yet another example of how our Latino community has constantly been under attack, and if we do not remain vigilant, events like these will most certainly occur again.